Find out what's going on. Get involved. Change things from the inside. Make a difference. Take pride. Multicultural at its best. The Luisa Marshall Show. Coming up.
Today, all news simply the best. Get inspired. On the show, Emperor of Soul, Riley Inge is back. His new song, Save the World, a tribute to the healthcare frontline workers, people who lost their lives, ordinary people and businesses greatly impacted by COVID-19.
COVID-19 is
Born and raised in Alabama, formerly on stage with the legendary Temptations, Riley has captured many audiences locally and internationally. In 2010, a tragic roller coaster incident almost left him paralyzed, but his courageous battle to move on and help others through his faith inspired us. Committed and dedicated to make the world a better place, he advocates for racial justice in light of the ongoing protests for Black Lives Matter with another new song, Wake Up Justice. This is a show you don't want to miss. All these coming up. Hello! Celebrating summer with COVID-19 restart plan as British Columbia enters phase 3. Hope everybody is still observing the important guidelines, social distancing, washing your hands, and wearing a mask. It's that simple. Our very good friend Riley is back on the show. Get ready to be inspired. Riley, you've been Rileying.
Yes, have it.
Rileying. So you've been putting out two songs, two
Yes.
wonderful, meaningful songs in this time, and one about your standing up against racism and another about COVID-19. You posted on Facebook about your experience on racism during your early childhood. You witnessed many injustices, you experienced injustices when you were growing up. Have you experienced any of these injustices here in Canada?
Never have I experienced any injustice from the law here in Canada. I've been approached once by a guy in a club, but that could be related to, drinking, whatever, that kind of thing. And he tried to approach me from that point of view, but I didn't let it go there. And I was able to kind of dial it down and, get away from it. But other than that, in all my 24 years of being here, never have I had a problem.
That's wonderful to hear. That's really wonderful.
Friends who that have told me that they have had problems, like with prejudice and feeling like they didn't belong or whatever, but I've never felt like that.
Your children, most of your children are living in the U.S.
That's it, right, exactly.
Yes. Do you worry about your children?
Every day, every night, I'm concerned about them. My grandson, he's aiming for football. He's in college right now. My granddaughter, she's in college. Got two other grandsons that are in college. I'm concerned about them driving home and being pulled over and being shot and things like that. I'm always concerned. Because that's the kind of climate it is in the States. And, I just can't believe with all of the work that we did in the 60s. I worked with Dr. Martin Luther King, marching with Jesse Jackson and all these people. And we made a lot of sacrifices to get things to where they are now. We thought was better and just getting over the threshold of things. But it seems like it's degressed instead of progressed, in so many ways, because the injustice and the heinousness of the approach and how they treat Black people is just unbelievable. It's unacceptable. And it hurts me, really does hurt me, because I'm kind of like an older guy. I'm going out, my grandkids, they're coming up. My children, they're still here. You know what I mean? And so I just hate to see that they have to deal with this type of world.
In your song, Wake Up Justice, it's an outcry for justice for Black people.
That's right.
Riley, what needs to change?
Well, I think until people recognize that we are human beings, regardless of the color of your skin or whoever, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, God has put things inside of us that is not black and white. It's commonality. It's things that we need. We all cry. We all have sadness. We all have happiness. We all, you know what I mean, experience loneliness. We experience hurt, all this kind of stuff. But there's no difference. I think that people, the chain needs to be broken from how people gather prejudice. You know, how they deal with that from generation to generation to generation to generation. They continue to carry it on. That's got to be broken. That's got to be stopped. We thought we were doing it in the 60s, but apparently we didn't do a good job at it. But I think people need to learn how to accept each other, you know, as truly sisters and brothers, because that's what we are. At the end of the day, we all are. There's no difference between you or me, you know, your nationality, where you come from, the color of your skin. If you want to judge me on that, then that's the problem I'm going to leave with you. But I look at you as my sister and my brother.
You're my brother.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and if people understood that, they would not be fighting. But I want to also say this, if you don't mind.
Yes.
There's an old African proverb, and this will speak to it in a lot of ways. It says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. So there's your answer right there. Most people are fighting their inner fears.
Can I have your attention, please? Yeah, I'm talking to you. The world just witnessed another life unjustly taken right before our eyes. It hurt me so bad, it made me cry. I've been crying so long, my tears are all dry. Dark in the night, just before dawn. Wake up in the morning, no sign of the rising sun. Justice is sleeping, equality was seeking, a harsh reality to deny liberty. We can't go on, no, living in this way, devaluing our lives, we're losing every day. Not until you can see my humanity. We as a people, we can never be free. Wake up, justice. You've been sleeping too long. Wake up, justice. It's time to right the wrong. What's done in the dark must come to the light. Time always reveals who's wrong and who's right. I'm not placing blame on the things of the past. No, I believe in the future. Injustice can't last. The future can be bright for the next generation. Speak truth to the light in all communication. I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, take your knee off of my neck, oh Lord, 'cause I can't breathe. Oh, it's time for a change that's long overdue. respect my dignity. I'm human like you. When you can recognize your lack of empathy through the eyes of tomorrow, a new reality. Wake up, Justice. You've been sleeping too long, too long. Wake up, Justice. It's time to right the wrong. Wake up, Justice. We all need a change, yeah. Wake up, Justice. And let freedom reign, freedom reign. Wake up, Justice. Too many have died, yeah. Wake up, Justice. Wipe the tears from my eyes. Wake up, Justice. We all need a solution. Wake up, Justice. Revise the Constitution. Wake up, Justice. Oh, we need you right now, right now. Wake up. Come on, Justice. Wake up, Justice.
What do you say to all those people who don't support Black Lives Matter, saying that all lives matter? We all know that all lives matter, but what do you say to all those who still don't want to, to even say Black Lives Matter?
I would say to them, until you have lived in a black skin, you don't know what it is about what matters or don't matter, okay? Because you've never had to experience what I've had to experience. And I feel like it's an offense just to be black. The fact that I'm black. I used to, as a little kid, I used to try and figure out ways that I could bleach my skin to be lighter than what I was, okay? Because it seems like everything that was white was right, and everything that was black, it was bad, okay? And that's what I was taught from the movies that we watched up to the stories that we read in school and the segregation and all of that stuff. It all pointed toward the same thing. I wasn't good enough. And I'll never forget when Obama became president. And this hurts me even today. My son called me and he said, Dad, he said, you did a lot of things for us, and you taught us a lot of wisdom and all that. You were always our rock and in our corner and pushing us, telling us we could do anything. But Dad, you never told me I could be a president of the United States. And I said, son, I didn't know that was the last thing from my mind, being the president of the United States. I said, I was hoping you could get a job in IBM. You know what I mean? So it's amazing. So you don't know if you've never lived in it. And people say, oh, I understand. No, you don't. When you mistreated, unjustly, magnified, and just totally mistreated, approached the wrong way, then things happen. And there are I wanted to say, I'm looking for something, I'm losing my word, but there are two types of reactions. There's what we call the analytical reaction, and there's the reaction where you basically don't fight back, you just take it in and you think about it, right? As an analytical person. Then there's the reactive minded person. So when you approach someone and they're already angry and you also have your anger, it's like two Mack trucks, you know what I mean, guiding into each other. It's going to create a lot of damage, right? And to me, as far as I'm concerned, policemen and people that are serving the people should do just that. They should be there to serve the people, not abuse the people, not hurt them, kill them, and unjustly. It's ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous, and there's no justification for it, Luisa.
No.
It really is.
I totally agree with you,
I
Riley.
can't make excuses for it, and neither should anybody else.
Uh,
So
I can't.
Black life do matter.
I, I I can't believe that it's even a debate.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the preservation or the protection or the safety of any human life is even a debate.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I cried many tears for the past weeks, and actually, my friend Riley, you know how much I love you,
Yes.
and I know you have for so many years that I've known you. All I know is you keep inspiring people.
I heard something by Rose O'Donnell. It's beautifully said. You'll love this. And she said, families are not made of blood. Families are made of love. Wow, that is powerful. That is very powerful, because that's so true. Because if you think about it, there are so many families that don't have love. You know, they're doing the same thing that your enemy would do to you, right? But if you have love, love doesn't kill, love doesn't steal, love doesn't put down, love, and the same thing is missing with the people who are fostering this prejudice. They're empty, Luisa. It's not about us, it's about them. You know what I mean? They're empty. They're missing in action something in their DNA that's missing, that you and I have been blessed to have. And so when we can reach out and say, I love you in spite of, wow, that's a beautiful thing. Or in the darkest hour of your life, whatever you're going through, you can still look up and find the light. That's a beautiful thing. And there's a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? And so we're blessed as far as I'm concerned. And I know that we will get through it all.
Oh my God, Riley, you're making me cry.
Well, I've always said God has kept me around for a reason, right?
9 years ago, you made me cry.
Exactly.
You're doing it again.
Yeah, but it's true.
It is true. It is true, Riley. I think it all boils down with really not about race. It's about our hearts, our spirit, our soul. We'll be back with more Riley inspiration. Don't go away. Riley.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about the pandemic now. Yesterday, I was reading the news yesterday. Dr. Bonnie Henry reported 32 new cases of COVID-19 since Friday here in BC. And there are 182 active cases of the coronavirus all over British Columbia. And that phase 3 in British Columbia, in BC, will begin soon. This is good news, right, Riley?
It is.
That's good news. So what do you say to all those people still skeptical on wearing face masks? And social distancing.
Exactly. I say, listen to my song. The revelation is in the song. It's in the words. The thing is that we have proven here in BC that flatten the curve is no joke. It is real. We've proven here in BC that social distances is real. It's no joke. Now, if you think it's a joke, look at what's happening in the States, who are not respecting social distances, who are not respecting wearing the mask and all that kind of stuff and flattening the curve. And as a result, it's backfired. Okay? And I think that's very sad. And I won't even go into talking about the leadership and all of that. But absolutely, you have to make a choice. Like at the end of my song, I said, choose life over death. Okay? In other words, this thing is killing people. It's obvious. And if you think it's a hoax, then you keep on thinking that, but just don't invite me into your company, because I don't believe that. I believe it's real. Okay? And the thing is that, young people think that they can't be infected. Now that's proven a lie. You know, so much has changed, so much is going on, and people really need to buckle down and listen to the medical advice and follow it accordingly. Because you don't know what you don't know until you know what you do know. You can't do anything about what it is you don't know. So you may as well take a deep breath and realize that you don't know, and take it, the information, and put it to use. At least, if not for your sake, for your family, for your friends' sake. Luisa, it's a known fact that human beings, notice I said human beings, okay? We're complacent. That's what I was looking for. So what's connected with being complacent is change. We don't like change, okay? So they're not fighting the mask. They're not fighting the doctors and all that. They're fighting change. I have to all of a sudden walk around with a mask on. Oh no, I can't do that. I mean, that's crazy. So now, once they take that stand, they're open, the ears are open for any kind of junk that comes through. Oh, this thing don't kill you because you're black. Oh, you can't die, but the mask don't help you because it's not going to help anybody or hurt anybody. All this junk comes through because once you accept that, it doesn't work. You're looking for a reason, and it doesn't matter what the reason is, right? So they're fighting change as far as I'm concerned. They're not fighting these other things they think they're fighting change. They don't like change. And that's sad.
Woke up this morning, put on my mask. They had the COVID warning, now it's here at last. Refusing to listen, someone dropped the ball. We're in the wake of a pandemic, could infect us all. So much uncertainty mixed with fear and pain. Such a shock to our psyche, world may never be the same. They say practice social distancing and you'll be safe. When you're wearing your mask, you protect the human race. What is happening? What's going on? They're gonna find a cure if you can just hold on. What is happening? We're lost for words. We all need to come together and save this world. Save the world. Save the world. Media says today we should stay at home. If you're infected with COVID, you may die alone. Our healthcare workers putting their lives on the line, trying to save our life while leaving their families behind. We can all do our part to help flatten the curve. Stay at home, don't go out. Try to resist the urge. No time to be selfish, we will have to pay the price. If we're gonna beat this virus, we've got to make a sacrifice. What is happening? What's going on? They're gonna find a cure, and it won't be long. What is happening? We're lost for words. We all need to come together and say, million people being tested. late. COVID-19 is here, but it's up to us how long it will stay. You can't act like this is a game. Choose life over death and do the right thing. It's not about race, creed, or color. We are one planet, one people, and we all need each other. Let's save this world.
This is what we need to do, people. If we flatten the curve, we social distance, we do all of that stuff, all we're doing is readjusting. We all been knocked off, whacking. Readjust and get back on course. Those are my words.
I wanted to tell my friends I don't want to wear their masks, and they're like, trying to make fun of people who are wearing masks, like myself, and I just, it's like, what? Really? It's like, what's so hard about it? What is so hard about it?
What is so hard?
No, it won't show my wonderful lips every time I go out, but I don't bloody care.
Exactly.
I care for other people.
Right.
There's the safety of other people. What if I'm carrying it? What if I get it?
Exactly. But they don't understand that, Luisa. And you know what? I real quick, I was in Yaletown about 2 weeks ago, and I had gone to the bank, and I'm coming down mainland, right, headed towards the SkyTrain. And a friend of mine, he was a guy that I would say, I wouldn't call him a friend, associate, but anyway, he was in front of me. So I said, I'm not going to disturb him because, social distances and everything. And this is a person who used to coming up, talking to me or hugging me or whatever. So I go, okay, I'll just stay behind him. So he turned around and he saw me and he said, Riley. I said, hey, Peter, how you doing? He said, I'm doing fine. He said, what are you doing with the mask on? I said, Peter, when you tell me why you don't have one on, I'll tell you why I have one on.
Love it, Riley. Okay, Riley, you were going out and you can't social distance, actually. Actually, the mask is for all those people who don't want to social distance.
Exactly.
It's like, what's wrong with it? And the thing is, you're not wearing it all day. You're just wearing it when you go out in an enclosed place. So I do not understand their logic. But anyway, Riley, let's be good to all our friends and to all our families and to all our communities and to the world. Let's wear our masks and let's be proud of it.
Put it on and be proud, my dear. I can still talk. You know who I am behind the
mask. Look
mask.
at that, Riley. And Riley, I can still breathe.
I know. Same thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe too.
And I can smell strawberries. Look.
Hey, Luisa. And we didn't dissipate. All good.
Love you, Riley. Give my love to Kelly.
Thank
to
you.
all your children in the U.S., to your child here, your son. Thank you so much for being on my show again. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I love you too, sweetie. And the best to you and your family.
Welcome to Relive the Music, a brand new one-of-a-kind show that takes the audience through music history, trivia, and memories of the 50s and 60s.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy the show. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Always be kind. Let's stop bullies and the coronavirus. Please wash your hands. Stay safe, all of you. Wear a mask. Don't forget to wear a mask. And also, Black Lives Matter. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.